Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Ultimate Bucket List. And on today's show, I'm here at the Parc de France. Literally inside it. The Parc de France. This famous football ground is home to one of France's football juggernauts, Paris St Germain. And this superstar team isn't short on superstar players. And they're the most dominant team in French football, winning 6 out of the last 7 league titles. But what's the stadium actually like to go around? So as you can tell guys, the Parc de France is home to PSG, and boy, it's a nice stadium. Once you come out to the metro station, it's relatively easy to find because it's so uniquely shaped. And when you walk around the stadium, don't be surprised to find all these cool murals around. You could definitely tell you're in Paris St Germain. So rather predictably guys, I've gone around the wrong end of the stadium, as I always do, so the entrance is at gate M. And once you've found gate M, the entrance is literally on the side of the building. Now, after buying your ticket at reception, you'll have your picture taken amongst this green screen background. They'll obviously try and sell it to you afterwards. This is actually a self-guided tour whereby you show yourself around, but all you have to do is literally follow the signs and literally walk where it tells you to. The first stop is the Executive Club. This is one of the lounges where the rich and famous sit and watch their football games. And I gotta admit, it's actually quite a swanky lounge. But once you become green with envy at the Corporate Hospitality Lounge, it's time to walk out onto the field. And guys, take a look at this view, huh? This is a cool view to watch a football game with. Take a look at those seats. It's pretty much got the logo of Paris St Germain in it, which is kind of cool. Everything's really colour coordinated. This is actually quite a nice view. So I highly recommend taking a seat and just spending a few minutes taking in the views of this place. The attention to detail here is absolutely incredible, and I highly recommend that you climb higher up to get a better view of the stadium. Literally right up here, this is a nosebleed seat, and the view is actually still pretty damn good. Especially up here in the fancy areas whereby you actually get your own TV screen to watch the games and to watch instant replays, etc. Now, I actually had an audio guide to help me learn about this place, but to be honest, not worth it. But so far, so good. Your next port of call is the Avenue du Parc, and this is where the sponsors watch their football games. And check out that sign, isn't that bloody awesome? But you get to see what a sponsorship lounge looks like, and I gotta admit, this is pretty swish, and the doors open out onto the field, so that's also kind of cool to look at. The communal bar is also quite swanky, and interesting side note, Kylian Mbappe actually has his own corporate suite, even though he's a player. And the reason for that is because he actually is his own company, allegedly. But when you walk around the place, you'll quickly realise that the attention to detail and the presentation is absolutely amazing here at PSG. Literally, some of this stuff belongs in an art gallery. Follow the signs around, and they're pretty easy to follow around. And when you do, even in the dead spaces, there's plenty of things to look, touch, and take photos of, which is actually kind of cool. Really not short of anything to look at here. Check out the paintings, the murals, and look at the presentation of this place. The next stop is the press conference area. After learning a little bit about the press conference from the member of staff that's there, you actually get to go towards the desk, and you even get to climb up on the stage and take a seat there, which is kind of awesome that you can actually do this. But yeah, this is actually kind of a cool thing to do. Most stadium tours that you've probably seen me go on, they don't let you anywhere near this press bit, but they're happy for you to sit up here and do pretend press conferences and take photos and videos, which is kind of awesome if you think about it. I like this place. So once you've had enough of doing a press conference to just 1 or 2 people, it's time to move on towards the players area. Now, when you go into the players area, you'll go to their warm-up gym first of all, which is actually quite nice, and then they'll lead you into their dressing room. And this is a pretty swish dressing room. Once again, the attention to detail here is pretty amazing, and you get some photo opportunities with some of your favourite players, like like Navas or Neymar or Mbappe, etc. They only let you take photos of this left-hand bit, you get to play around with the video tactics board, and you get to take pictures of all the other shirts that are there. So that's kind of cool. Be sure to check out the Rehab Area also, which is, once again, quite fancy. And even though you're walking along long corridors, there's plenty of paraphernalia for you to look at, such as shirts from famous players have gone by, you've got David Beckham's last shirt here, and all in all, it's actually very, very presentable. You visit the Players' Family area. Now, the players' families all gather here to watch the games and to keep hydrated and refreshed, according to this lady here. You can actually have a drink or something to eat here as well, the prices aren't too bad, before walking out onto the field. Now, remember this corner bit here from above, where that Paris St Germain logo is? Well, you actually get to explore all of that. Pretty much you get to walk around the corner of the stadium, and I highly recommend that you take lots of photos and videos here, guys, including a very cliche photo of you standing in the middle of the Paris St Germain logo, which I did. But overall, this is probably the best view of the stadium you're going to get, so take your time and take pictures here. The tour here is absolutely amazing, and as a graphic designer and former interior designer, I love all of this. I mean seriously, all the colours are unique, all the text is the same, everything is branded perfectly, and quite frankly, this is a nice stadium. Admittedly, it's not the newest stadium, it was built in the 70s, but with a bit of spit and polish and a bit of money thrown at it, it's actually a wonderful place to watch a game of football. And as you can see from the interior shots, it's a wonderful place to hang around as well. So once you've had enough of walking around the field level, it's time to explore some other bits of the stadium, including the player interview area. And this is where all the players, the French players line up on the left and the foreign players line up on the right, to be interviewed by the media. And it goes on for quite a bit. After that, you're led back upstairs where it's virtually the end of your tour. But before you leave, you actually get to check out the Paris St Germain Museum and exhibit, whereby it's a short exhibit of their history. They show off their silverware, and believe it or not, they've won quite a lot of it. And you also get this video presentation. Very inspiring, very, very visually presenting, but honestly, a little bit long, but that's okay. They'll also try and sell you the green screen photos afterwards. I've just been informed by the security guard that I've just literally walked past Cavani. Yeah, the PSG striker. And I didn't even realise him. Apparently his kid's having a birthday party here, which I technically walked past before, but I didn't realise it was him. He literally just walked past me. I completely blanked the guy.
Perhaps it's possible you're... Because you have a Cavani, the other players. Okay, thank you.
Didn't recognise him for love or money, no way. I just bumped into a PSG striker and didn't even realise. How sad is that? If you did actually want to buy some PSG merchandise, the megastore is directly across the street. And as you can imagine from a club megastore, it's quite sizable. You can buy a lot of stuff here, but to be honest, I was more impressed with the interior design of the place. Boy, these guys really know how to decorate a place. Okay Nin, I'm sold. What do I do? Well, you need to come here to PSG. Now, it's a little bit out of the way of Paris city centre, so you're going to have to take the metro. The metro station, well, there's only one line that goes to it, so you're going to have to take that one. And when you leave the metro station, it's literally around a roundabout and around a corner, so it's a short walk away from the nearest metro station. The cost to do the tour? Well, I think it was about €25. And unlike other clubs, that's all you pay for. If you want to buy anything, that costs a little extra also. Is there anything else I need to know? Yes, they're okay for you to take photos and videos, but if there's any sign that you're a commercial photographer or videographer, they'll politely ask you to stop. Especially these two security guards here, they really weren't too happy with me filming. If you decide to buy the audio guide, please don't. It's actually really bad, it flaked out on me a couple of times, and to be honest, totally not worth the money. Were they that bothered that I was wearing a Manchester United shirt? Honestly, no. Nobody actually cared or even noticed, so yeah, unlike some overtly sensitive fans out there, these guys didn't care, they didn't mind. You just, wear whatever shirt you want. Take a look around our facility. It's fantastic. Can't argue with that logic. So where does this rank in the hierarchy of stadium tours? Well, I think we have a new winner. I think the tour here at PSG is probably the best one I've done so far, so I'm putting it number 1 right here. And if you are in Paris and you like your football, I highly recommend coming to do a stadium tour here. The staff are friendly, polite, most of them speak a good degree of English, so you'll be fine, and the place was just branded to holy hell. Even though it's not the newest stadium in the world, and certainly not the biggest, it has some of the best branding that you'll ever see. All the colours are right, all the text is right, everything is well designed, and it's a lovely place to watch a game of football or to indeed be a player here. So get yourself down here to the Parc de France, and if you have enjoyed this episode, please be sure to like, share and subscribe. Comment on the comment section below, and if you do have any other bucket list ideas, tweet them at me, and if I get enough suggestions, I will go ahead and do that. So guys, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. Extra stuff. Literally in Le Stade. This is not the Stade de France. Helps if I knew where to. I freaking was, Jesus.